Hey guys. Well, today I want to talk a little bit about old trucks and building rat rods and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, this is a Gold 55. I just finished doing the exhaust on it and had to modify the exhaust because it was too loud. And because I put duals on it and I had to go back to single exhaust and I just had to make a special little Y pipe. It's not worth showing because it's just not worth showing. It's just not very interesting. But anyways, talking about old trucks. So, anyways, I've had a real battle with getting this thing insured, and I just want to say that there's many different processes of getting old vehicles insured, and I thought I'd post up three that will help you get an old vehicle like this insured in Canada. But if you live in the province of British Columbia, it's a lot more stickier than probably other provinces. I just don't know. But in Canada, to insure old vehicles can be a bit of a hassle. So back in the old days, if you're buying a truck of this, right, buy an old truck, you have a bill of sale, right, and then you go into an insurance office and they give you last resort insurance and they do a check on it, and then you get paperwork and da 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 da, and you get transfer form, and you're good to go. Well, that's the old school way, and that's no longer valid. Nowadays, you get a bill of sale, and then they give you a transfer form, and then you have to go out. Like basically, they do a trace on it, and if they can find the person who used to own it, then you have to go find that person and get them to sign the transfer form if they're still alive. Okay. In my case, I got all the paperwork, and of course, I got all the documentation, everything for it. But the person who used to own it is passed on many years ago. So what happens is you're basically stuck with a big piece of yard art. No, you basically what ends up happening is once you get all your documentation, everything's in a row. Then you have to go get it inspected. Basically have to get it weighed, inspected, and then if you pass inspection, then your vehicle gets assigned a new VIN number. And basically, if your truck or project or whatever, we'll get more into this in the video, but if your truck or car passes inspection, then it'll be issued a new VIN number of that year. So say if your vehicle is a 1950 Chevrolet or Dodge or Chevy, it'd be 2023, 1957 or 55 or 50 brand Chevy or whatever it is, pickup car, whatever. And then, of course, then your VIN number will dictate what it is, right? And then you can insure your vehicle. But the small little problem, again, double one. Small little problem is inspection. Okay. So if the vehicle is unaltered and original, then it'll pass inspection almost with no problems, providing everything is up. It depends on the inspector. If the inspector is really, really fussy and picky, he'll go through that truck with a fine-tooth comb, and they'll nitpick the shit out of it, and they'll find something. Say, oh, you have to take it back to your shop, back to your garage, and spend another couple $1,000s to fix it before it passes inspection. And it just goes through his bullshit until it satisfies the inspector. So that's the problem. So best thing to do is buy something with a title on it, and then now has the registration, everything on it. Just when you buy it, you might pay a little more money at the beginning for a vehicle that has had even if the vehicle, well, here's the other thing, right? See, if you buy a truck like this, right, and say 10 years ago it needed inspection, well, at least it has a registration, and if it needs inspection, then you do what you have to do to it, get inspected, and then you're on your go, right? So half of the problem is already taken care of for you. But if you build a rat rod, then that's where the problems begin, because everyone knows that most rat rods are fabric cobbled together. New word, fabric cobbled, and this one goes out to J.C. Smith projects. If you guys like watching heavy duty guys build heavy duty trucks and such commercial stuff, that's a guy to look at. But anyways, that one goes out to him. Fabric cobble, and a lot of these rat rods are fabric cobbled together, and that's what happens. But to get inspected here in Canada, they will go through it with a fine-tooth comb, and they see any kind of shittery, like this firewall, like welding the firewall to the bottom of the truck, they will fail you for that, and they will say, well, was that structure, was this welding done here by a professional licensed welder? You'd say no, and it'll fail inspection. The other thing is, here's the other thing. If you did not do that, and you put the original cab uncut on the frame, you need to make special mounts. Well, then that causes another problem, because they'll ask you again, oh, were those mounts made by a professional and licensed welder? And you say no, then they'll fail you for that. You see what I'm getting at? The problem is, there's many factors that go with the problem with insuring rat rods and I'll get to the custom stuff in a minute. When you go from bill of sale to inspection to a rat rod, if you take the vehicle to an inspection facility, they're going to nitpick everything you do. Doesn't matter if it is somewhat custom or some kind of modification done. They will harass you. It doesn't matter if it's frame. You cut the frame on this truck or car, whatever. Cut the frame, do whatever you want to do. You get inspected. They'll ask you, has this vehicle been welded by a licensed welder? And if you say no, they'll fail you. It has to be redone by a certified welder, because they know that guys like me and you and everyone else, oh, sure, we have a MIG welder, you can do anything, right? But structural inspectors will nitpick everything, and they'll fail you. Now, I'm not just talking out of my asshole here, because I have a friend of mine who is a structural. I have a couple friends that are vehicle inspectors, like passenger vehicle, commercial, and also structural inspectors. It's just three or four of them, I guess. And I talked to them all. We sat down for coffee one day. We talked about this. It was a bunch of us from the car club, and it's just like, it just bugs your mind, right? So, anyways, so here's the other one. Okay, you buy a vehicle that has a registration on it. Okay, clear title, registration, put in your name, insure it. Then you modify it the way you want, and you keep your mouth shut about what you do. Right? You don't have to say anything to the insurance. Just build the car as you please. It's a custom, whatever you do to it. It's doing an inspection. It's all licensed in your name, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. Okay, that's the easy way. That's the easy way. Everyone wants that, but you don't always get that. So, and then here's the other one. If you build a custom car, a kit car or custom fiberglass cars, if you want to go out and build a 32 Ford kit, or a Cobra, or Pantera, or Lamborghini, or whatever you want to do, right? If it's a kit car, believe it or not, it's easier for a kit car to pass inspection than something like this. Believe it or not, because the rules are different. They're saying that the vehicle is a U-built vehicle, and the rules change. So it's kind of interesting that an old vehicle like this, which is, it's all metal, and obviously built heavy duty and stuff, is more of a hassle to insure and inspect than a kit car. So figure that one out. But those are the rules. So whichever way you decide on building cars, if you like building hot rods and rat rods and muscle cars and whatever else, better to go with a clean, get insurance on buy a vehicle with a clear title and get insured in your name or transfer your name and such. At least you all document and everything's like all the ducks are in a row and everything goes smoothly. Once you have one hiccup, then you have the problem. And this is the problem I've had with this. So the problem I have with this thing here is, of course, now here's another loophole in the system. If your vehicle is a rat rod like this and it's sitting on a chassis, was originally a insured chassis, like this is an S93 S10, right? Or if you have a Dodge Dakota or a Ranger or whatever and if that chassis was registered before without no problems, no inspections, then you insure your vehicle as what that chassis indicates. Now, the cop if you get pulled over by the police and they harass you, and they say, oh, well, this is not whatever it is. And you say, well, it's a custom. So they start asking you, oh, where's the VIN number for it? Well, what you're going to have to do, and I'm going to have to do this, as much as I hate it, I'm going to have to do it. The VIN number for this truck here is in the cowl under here. It's right in there. Now, by law, you cannot move the VIN number. So, it's in here. So I'm going to have to cut this, like a little patch panel. So, if you get stopped by the cops, you pull a little patch, make sure you carry a screwdriver with you at all times. Pull this patch panel off, and the VIN number is right there. So, those are just little things to think about when you are building hot rods, rat rods, hot rods, customs. And, if you have done something like this, like what I've done here, if the chassis on the vehicle was originally insured, and you have no way around it, then that's the way around it. You insure it as the chassis. I mean, who's to say? I mean, okay, well, the interior, half of the interior, say, if you do a custom job and, the dashboard of the vehicle is, not like this, but the dashboard's Dodge Dakota or Chevy S10 or whatever have you, interior is that same thing, then somebody comes say, look at your vehicle and says, oh, like, what is this thing? I says, well, it's a custom. And this is, well, it looks like a Ford Mustang. I says, yeah, it is. It's on a 2021 Ford Mustang or Challenger chassis or whatever it is. As long as the interior looks like what it is, right? So who's to say what it is, right? So it's, you're the custom car builder, you know what it is. So those are just the loopholes to think about when you're building a rat rod or a custom car. So there's many factors I discussed in the video. You pick which one is the best for you. Don't do anything illegal. Do it the best you can. But if you get this system, you got to put the VIN number. Actually, you can put the VIN number. No, you can't. With this kind of system, got a little panel. VIN number's in there. If the police harass you or inspector, say here. Open this panel up, and VIN number is in there. No hassles. So, anyways, guys, if you find this information helpful, please subscribe and comment. I suspect I might get some flack on this, but in Canada, it's a hassle to insure custom vehicles. So, anyways, thanks for watching my video, and stay tuned for more videos from my channel. And we're steadily looking for new projects and have some ideas and stuff for some other projects we're going to start pretty soon and going forward. Yep, we'll get to 55 on the road pretty quick, so hopefully this year. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. Ciao.